Hi Libra, welcome to April. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to go into the astrology for this month. So this month, Mercury moves into Taurus on the 4th, and then we have a full moon in your sign on April 6th. Venus, your ruling planet, moves into Gemini on the 12th, and then we have a solar eclipse in Aries, which is happening in your 7th house of partnerships on the 20th. And then Mercury will go retrograde on the 21st until May 14th. So we'll talk about that later. Let's see what Libra needs to know about love and relationships for the month of April 2023. What is coming up for Libra in April 2023? What is coming up in April for Libra in terms of love and relationships for April? The Seven of Cups, the Hermit, the Strength card, the Nine of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, the Devil, the Seven of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. Oh my goodness. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Five of Wands. Competition, internal conflict. Okay, so you're starting the month off with the Seven of Cups, which is being stuck in the choices. So you have several options open to you, but you're not sure. You're just thinking about the possibilities. Well, yeah, I could choose this person, I could choose that person, I could go in this direction, I can go in that direction. But you're right now just dreaming about it. You're not taking action towards it, possibly because you can't make up your mind. You have the Hermit card crossing this, and the Hermit is about really taking time out to think about what's right for you. What do I really need in relationship? Yeah, I can have all these different people. You have a lot of options open to you, let's put it that way, for love. But you want to be discerning. You want to make sure that whatever you choose is something that's going to be what you need, and something that's a relationship that's right for you. So you've been doing a lot of thinking and soul searching with the Hermit card, because once you take action, then you're in it, So you're just kind of like checking out the scene, trying to decide what direction to go in. And that's a typical Libra thing, being indecisive, trying to figure out, because you see so much. You're trying to be fair, you're trying to balance out both sides, you're trying to... That's why it's so hard to make a decision, because you see the validity of both sides. And you're like, well, this looks good, but then so does that look good. But then, and you go back and forth, and it's like you get stuck in analysis paralysis. So the Hermit is saying that you've been kind of taking the time out from socializing. The Hermit is a card of taking time out to think, to hear your inner voice, to maybe even talk to someone you respect for guidance, like a counselor or a good friend or family member. But it's also telling you that it's soon, this summer, you're going to get back into the action. So right now, you're just doing a lot of thinking. You're not taking action. If you have the Strength card in the past, that's a card of, you might have dealt with someone in the past who had anger issues, or maybe you dealt with your own anger issues. How do I get my needs met without having a major come apart? If it's not you, you could have been dealing with someone, maybe a Leo, or someone who has been wounded, and you're trying to help them. And you might have gotten caught up, especially because the devil's in the reading, in a toxic, codependent relationship in the past. And you don't want to repeat that. So you're really being careful this time in your choices. And especially because you have the Five of Wands here. That can represent competition. fighting, petty conflicts. Maybe the last relationship you were in, there was a lot of fighting over little things. But it could also mean internal conflict. Like you really are not sure what you want to do. But you do have potential coming. You have the Nine of Cups here, which is a wish fulfillment. And the Ace of Cups just starting to form in the future. The Ace of Cups can represent the beginning of a new love, or it can represent a new beginning in an existing relationship. If you can overcome the petty conflicts and the anger issues and learning how to get your needs met, in a healthier way. Either you or your partner having a conversation, working those things out. Because the Nine of Cups is a great card. It usually means a yes to your answer. So if you're asking, is there love in my future? The answer is yes. But you do have some things to overcome before you get to that yes. Now, the Ace of Cups is just starting to form. And as a time card, it represents the months of June, July, and August. So over the summer, you're going to have an opportunity for love. It may not be happening in April. I think April would be more of a time of closure or a resolution where you figure out what you want. And then you're slowly going to make your way towards love. But the opportunity may show up this summer as you get more social, more active. The weather's nicer, whatever, if you're living in North America, above the equator. But I feel like you're going to be socializing more in June, July, August. You have the Seven of Pentacles. You have these sevens, a lot of sevens in the reading. Seven is the number of transition. So you're kind of in a state of transition right now, going from the past, the old, to the present, and to the new. And so everything's kind of in flux. There's instability because you're having to let go of the old and embrace the new. And you're doing this, am I making the right decision? Am I going in the right direction? You're doing a lot of thinking, which is good to do. And it's a typical Libra thing. The air signs do a lot of analysis. They do a lot of thinking because they want to make sure that whatever they choose to do when they're ready to act, they want to make sure it's the right decision and it's the right thing to do. So you have the Seven of Pentacles in the near future. This is like potential. You're kind of planting seeds right now, so you might be checking things out. And you kind of wait in the waiting mode. Let's see like you're throwing stuff at the wall. Let's see what sticks, Let me plant a few seeds, see what comes out of it. So you might be in a dating mode if you're not in a committed partnership. Or if you are in a committed partnership, maybe you're having the inklings of a new beginning. And you're trying to say, okay, let's see where this goes. Let's see if we can work this out. Let's see if things are going to get better. So you're in this like wait and see kind of mode. You have the Devil here in your fear sector. Now the Devil can represent a strong attraction to someone, like heavy chemistry. It can also represent your fears of being overwhelmed in a relationship, of losing your identity in a connection with someone. Some of you might be connecting with someone where there's a strong pull, or you could be helping someone through an addiction. Someone might be have an addictive personality. And there's always a danger with the Devil of codependency, where you're like enabling someone, or there's like an unhealthy tie, where one person's depending on you. You're either saving the person, you're there enabling them, saving them. Either you're doing that for them, or they're doing that for you. So you have some issues to overcome. Mostly your fears of relationship, fears of intimacy. In your environment, you have the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is, sometimes they call it the thief card. You may feel like someone's trying to take something from you. So if you're in a relationship, maybe you're afraid someone's trying to steal your partner. Or you may be feeling that your partner's not being honest with you, not telling you the whole story. They're keeping something back. But for the most part, another meaning of the Seven of Swords can be not willing to face the problems in the relationship, sweeping things under the rug. So that's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to sweep things under the rug. You want to face the truth and heal and fix whatever's wrong, but you can't keep avoiding things. And I feel like there's a possibility you are avoiding things. You have this Two of Swords here. This is, your wish fulfillment sector. What do you want? And with the Two of Swords, you're kind of on the fence. You don't really know what you want. So you can't, how can you get what you want if you don't know what you want? You have to first figure out, what is it that I really want? So I think this month, it's really important that you spend a lot of time thinking, visualizing, what is my ideal partner? In a perfect world, what would that person look like? What would they be like? What are their interests? What are they, what is their personality? What kind of things do they like to do? What kind of things do we do as a partner? How do they express their love? How do I express my love? All those things. Write it down. Make a list. Because once you know what you want, it's easier to find it. If you're going out in the world thinking like, well, let me see what I run into, you're never going to meet anything. So with the Two of Swords, now there's another meaning of the Two of Swords. It means basically indecision, being on the fence, knowing you have to make a decision, but being afraid to make that decision. So you're just kind of sitting on the fence. Okay, I'm not going to decide, because you want guarantees, and there are no guarantees in the future. With love, you have to take a risk, just like anything else. Anything valuable in life involves risk. If you play it safe, you're just going to live in the world of mediocrity and blandness. You have to take action. You have to take a chance. That you have to get out of your comfort zone. So the Two of Swords can also mean, for someone who's been in a partnership and maybe you've had a falling out, maybe you decided to take the time out from each other, the two can mean that, there's like a standoff. Like you're not making a move, they're not making a move. You're waiting for them to contact you, they're waiting for you to contact them. So, and nobody's getting contacted and nobody's connecting because you're waiting for the other person. So you have to, at some point, if you want to get what you want, you have to get off the fence and make a decision and take action. And let your guard down and reach out. That's what this card is about. It's about being vulnerable. It's about not being afraid to be vulnerable. Reach out to someone and say, hey, this is how I feel. This is what I want. This is what I'm into. What are you into? What are your interests? Where is this relationship going? Those difficult questions. But you need to know. It's going to help you make a decision. It's going to help you get off the fence. And the final outcome is the Eight of Swords, which is a card of fear, of moving forward, moving out. You feel stuck. Maybe you feel stuck in a relationship. I can't get out of this. I'm trapped. Or maybe it's your fear that's keeping you stuck in a situation of inaction, indecision. But the Eight of Swords is saying nothing is stopping this person. If you look at the card, the swords are all around her, but there's nothing in front of her. She can walk away at any time. So if you're in a difficult situation, you can just walk away. Nobody's forcing you to suffer, to stay and suffer. You just have to make that decision and take action. Move out of your fears. And I feel like that might happen over the summer. Because you're going to get to a point where the pain of staying is greater than the pain of leaving. And that's when you make a decision and you move on and free yourself. Because remember, you have this Nine of Cups and you have the Ace of Cups. And the Nine of Cups usually operates, it's a wish fulfillment card. And it operates usually through the major arcana. And your major arcana here are the Hermit. That means go and ask for advice if you're stuck. Go to someone, talk to someone, tell them your situation. Maybe they can offer some insight that can help you. You don't have to carry the burden alone. The Strength card, counseling might help. The Strength is also about counseling. Learning how to value yourself and feel more secure within yourself so that you can take action. With the Devil card, if you have any fears, if you have any kind of problem that you're trying to overcome, whether it's psychological or if it's an addiction situation, if it's not you, your partner, whatever problems you're trying to deal with, you don't have to do it alone. You can do it with the advice and counseling of a professional or a good friend or a good family member. So reach out. Don't carry the burden by yourself. And free yourself. I think that you need to be free. You need to make a choice, make a decision. And here's your new beginning, just waiting to start. But it can't start if you're stuck in the past. You have to release from the past before you can start the new cycle. So let's see what the angels have to say for Libra. What does Libra need to know from the angels? What messages do the angels want Libra to hear? Oneness. Someone you dearly miss is forever present in your heart. Remember, dearest one, that even though there has been a physical parting, spiritually those we love never leave us. Creation is eternal. Nothing is ever truly missing, for all is interconnected and ultimately one. So maybe you're pining away for someone that you lost, someone who's no longer in your life. Bless it, release it, and know that it's always, that person will always live in your heart. But you have to move on. You have to move into a new cycle. And the opportunity is here. You don't want to spend the rest of your life alone, like the hermit, living alone in the wilderness or something. The hermit's like living in a cave somewhere away from people and social. Libra is a social sign. You want to be with people. You like parties. You like connecting with people. Libra is not happy when they're alone. And you don't have to be. So it's time to work on your fears and get the courage to break free and start something new. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So here's this full moon in your sign. So the moon is in your first house, it's in your partnership sector. And the sun and Jupiter and Chiron are in your seventh house. So something is coming to completion at this full moon. Something is being revealed to you around partnerships. You have the power of Jupiter in your... Jupiter is bringing you luck and opportunity. If you're not in a relationship, Jupiter can bring you a wealthy partner or someone who's very optimistic and someone who can bring positive energy to your life. But you have Chiron there too, so there's some healing that needs to be done. There's some wounds around partnership that you need to address before you can move into this new relationship. But you might see them at the full moon. You might realize, you may have a realization like, I do need healing, or I have been avoiding relationship, or I do need to take action, or something. Something is coming to a head at the full moon. Something's being revealed. Mercury was in your seventh house. Now it's in Taurus in your eighth house. And it's forming a sextile to Mars in the 10th and Saturn in the 6th. So there's been some positive developments in work, especially around money and finance. If you're working on a project and you're trying to get something, financial support, Mars and Saturn can bring it in, but it's going to involve work, obligation. You've been working really hard with Saturn in your 6th house. And Mars in the 10th, your energy is on career and getting ahead in life. And, so the 10th house is your public house, your recognition, your public life. So you've been working toward working on your career. Maybe you're avoiding relationships by working on your career. But Mars is going to bring you an opportunity for success. Mars and Saturn. Mars is trining Saturn. So good things are happening in your career. I'm not worried about your career. Neptune is also there in the 6th house. But now that Saturn has entered Pisces, you're seeing things more clearly. So if you were kind of confused or idealizing something or not sure what direction to go in, Saturn's going to bring clarity. Saturn's going to show you reality. It's going to show you where you need to put the energy and your efforts to get the best results. Saturn demands hard work, so you're going to be working hard while Saturn's in the 6th house. But Saturn will also give you great rewards when it leaves the house in 2.5 years. Pluto's in your 5th. Pluto just moved into your 5th house of romance, sex, fun, children. So powerful changes are coming. You could connect with a new relationship, start a new romance that transforms your world. There could be like a real intense connection with Pluto. Venus, and Pluto could also be intense connections with children too, because the 5th house is children. If you have children, maybe some power struggles around your children. If you're doing anything creative, you may have a powerful message to get out there. So it's a great time to do anything creative. Art, music, film. You can really do some powerful stuff. You can do stuff that really has impact. Venus is in your, let's see, 8th house. So that's bringing money in. And Mercury, you might be signing contracts, taking care of debt, paying off debt, maybe getting a bank loan, pay off debts, maybe you're getting an inheritance, or you might be getting, or a partner, you're meeting someone that has money and you're joining your finances together and it's helping you some way, because the 8th house is, other people's resources, partners' income. Maybe your partner got a raise and now you can pay off some bills and pay off some debt. Mercury in the 8th is squaring Pluto in the 5th. There could be some power struggles around your children, or even if it's a new romance around how to spend money, or even the 8th house can sometimes be the house of intimacy, dealing with the shadow. You want to be careful your communication style, because when Mercury and Pluto come together in a square aspect, you have to watch what you say, because you may come across too intense, or you may say something that offends someone, and it causes a big power struggle or big drama. So just watch your communication style. If you have something to say, say it, but choose your words carefully and choose your tone carefully. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So learn how to calm down and be more controlled when you're communicating. Release your anger in healthy ways. So then we have this new moon solar eclipse on April 20th, and that's happening in your 7th house. That can bring a new partnership, both in business and in romance. The 7th house is committed partnerships. So you could meet someone or start something with someone that's going to last a long time. Now with the eclipse, sometimes that can bring a sudden ending and a sudden new beginning simultaneously. And this can happen a month before the eclipse, a month after the eclipse, or around the time of the eclipse, or even 6 months later, because eclipses are all connected. So if something doesn't happen in April, it may have already happened in March, it may happen in May, or look at what happens in October, because that could be there, because the eclipses are all kind of connected. So in any case, this is a powerful new beginning, and it's positive, because this moon is conjunct. This new moon, solar eclipse, sun, moon, Jupiter, has Jupiter attached to it. I mean, this is the time, if there was ever a time in your life for you to connect with someone that was a good match for you, now is it. Jupiter brings luck when it comes to partnership. Wherever Jupiter is in your chart, it brings luck and opportunity and expansion and growth. Jupiter in the 7th can bring real, good partnerships. Like maybe you've been dating and you kept meeting all these losers. When Jupiter is helping you, you're not meeting a loser. You're meeting a winner. So you have to, don't lose this time. This is like an important time. The only issue that I see is that this moon, sun, moon, and Jupiter are squaring. Well, not so much Jupiter. This new moon is squaring Pluto in the 5th house, because the new moon is in Aries at 29 degrees. So that's a very critical degree. It means that something is ending. A cycle in your partnerships and business relationships is coming to an end. And you're getting ready to clear out the past and have a new beginning. But you have to end something first before you can start this new thing, this new energy. So there could be some conflict and power struggles with your children, because you have Pluto in the 5th house. Maybe if you're thinking of leaving a marriage or a relationship, maybe your children don't want that to happen. You might have to have arguments with them. There's always, when there's a square, there's always some type of uncomfortable energy. And when Pluto's involved, there's power struggles, manipulation, bullying. You have to be careful that you don't get caught up in that energy. You want to transform, you want to change, but you want to do it in a good way, a positive way. You don't want to resort to devious tactics. Mercury in your 8th house is going to connect with Uranus. That could bring an unexpected message, a surprise development in your finance house. So it could bring money unexpectedly, an inheritance. It could bring a partner's incomes, or if you're like applying for a loan, you could get a sudden yes. You're accepted. You're approved. Now you have the money. It could also bring unexpected message from someone that you're really sexually attracted to, and you're like, whoa, do I want to jump on this? It can be an exciting time when Mercury and Uranus come together. It could bring ideas that are genius. Like you suddenly see the perfect solution to your problem. And it's a genius solution. It's innovative. It's outside the box. You may have an idea for even investment. The 8th house is also investment. So you might get involved in something that involves technology, maybe cryptocurrency, I don't know. Some innovative investment that could bring you a lot of positive return. Again, Mars is in your 7th house. Venus has moved into the 9th house at this new moon, and it's squaring Saturn in your 6th house. So while things are exciting with Venus in the 9th, like you could be traveling, you could be connecting with people from around the globe, you could be thinking about going back to school, teaching or learning something new. But you have Saturn in the 6th house. So if you start a new relationship this summer, it's going to be great, but you're going to have to balance that with the workload because you're going to be so busy with work. You're going to be like, how am I going to enjoy this new love? I got all this work to do. So you have to find that work-life balance. But Saturn's going to be having your nose to the grindstone. That's the only conflict. It may interfere. You may feel like there's, I want to get involved with this person. I want to enjoy this new love. I want to share my feelings. I want to travel. Maybe you want to take your partner and go somewhere. But I've got all this work to do. I've got all these obligations at work. Saturn is also just moved into the 6th house. You have to start getting serious about your health. So if you've been neglecting your health or abusing your body in any way through bad diets, any kind of habits that are not healthy, you're going to really have to think about it and get disciplined. Start eating healthier, exercise, take better care of yourself. You may have some bone issues with Saturn in the 6th, bone or teeth problems, because Saturn rules the teeth and the bones. What else can I tell you? Venus is sextile Chiron. That's a positive thing. Chiron's in your 7th house, so it's a good time for healing relationship wounds. You could be meeting someone new that has a healing influence on you. Helps you to heal from the past hurts and past wounds in relationships. Not just romantic relationships, also business, because the 7th house has to do with any type of committed partnership, whether it's career related or a personal relationship like a marriage. And then I feel like Chiron is really active this month with a bunch of planets, with the inner planets. So I feel like this is a time of healing for everyone. But it's going to happen in different areas depending on where Chiron falls in your chart. For you, Chiron's in your 7th house. So it's about relationships, healing how you feel about a partner. Mercury's going to go retrograde right after this new moon. And Mercury is in your 8th house. So you may have to redo, if you filed your taxes early, you may have to redo them. Or you may want to rethink your investment strategies. You may want to rethink your money situation, the money that you depend on from others. Maybe there's ways that you could do something with investments to increase your income, or think about different ways of spending and saving. Mercury is good for going back and tweaking plans, revisiting things. It's not great for starting something new or signing a contract. So if you're thinking about getting a loan from a bank, don't sign during the Mercury retrograde unless you absolutely have to. If you can wait till after the end of May, that would be better. But if you have to sign anything that involves money, inheritance or debt, taxes, insurance payouts, anything that has to do with any of that, any contract, read the fine print very carefully. So Mercury is really good about revisiting people and things from the past. So if there's anything from the past that you want to reconnect with, whether it's a partnership or a business deal or an investment, that is okay to go back and to redo something and make it better the second time around. Mercury's not great. Mercury retrograde is not great with starting something new because there's a lot of miscommunication, missed messages, mixed signals, misunderstandings, especially in travel, snafus. You're better off just waiting, especially technology. You want to make sure you save everything. Don't work on something for hours without saving it because that's, Mercury is famous for having crashes. The power goes out, machine breaks down, so you want to back up everything. But other than that, if you're trying to connect with someone from the past, that would be a good option. So I think that partnerships are going to be significant this month because you have this full moon energy, which is completing something, waking up to something. And then you have the new moon eclipse in your partnership sector, which can bring new romance, new beginnings in relationships, sudden developments that come out of the blue, sudden messages, because Mercury is connecting with Uranus this month. So just see what happens, see what comes out, and but be prepared to make a choice and make a decision, and you'll be fine. So Libra, I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you have the potential for love this month, or at least planting the seeds. So I think over the summer things might get even better. So don't let fear hold you back. Don't let fear keep you stuck. Embrace the new. And I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, leave a comment. That helps the channel. If you want a private reading, click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website, and we can get you on the schedule. In the meantime, have a wonderful April, and I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.